Hi everyone, and welcome back to another online Jujitsu workout class. As usual, we hope everybody is healthy and safe and maintaining their sanity in these stay-at-home lockdown corona pandemic times. We also hope that you're managing to play along with us, to continue your workout, to stay fit, and maintain your Jujitsu practice at home. With that said, let's get ready for class. Yeah, my earpods keep disconnecting, so I'm using the microphone on the webcam. It was like 97 degrees last week in one of the hot days because the sun bakes the roof as well, so even without the skylight I already get a lot of heat, and then the skylight, when the sun comes in, like the floor is roasting hot. I'm going to position myself out of the sun whenever I can.
See.
So you can do a standing boxo or whatever works for you. Boxo. So yeah, mate. Nishimasu. Hands on your hips or on your belt. Head to the right. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Dai, ich, ni, san, shi, go. Head back, down, back, down, back, down, back, down, back, down. Look right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, tilt right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, any way you need it. Shoulders forward, ich, knee, san, shi, go, reverse, ich, knee, san, shi, go, alternating, ich, knee, san, shi, go, reverse, ich, knee, san, shi, go, hands up, elbows back, ich, knee, san, forward, ich, knee, san, forward, ich, knee, san, forward, reverse, ich, knee, san, back, ich, knee, san, back, ich, knee, san, back. Left hominy, left hand on your belt, right hand forward, ich, knee, san, shi, go, hook, sich, catch, ku, ju, reverse, ich, knee, san, shi, go, look, sich, catch, ku, chu, long thigh, ich, knee, san, shi, go, look, sich, catch, ku, chu, reverse, sich, knee, san, shi, go, look, sich, catch, ku, chu, and natural stance, both arms in, ich, knee, san, shi, go, look, sich, catch, ku, chu, out, ich, knee, san, shi, go, look, sich, catch, ku, chu, left hammy, right arm in, ich, knee, san, shi, go, look, sich, catch, ku, chu, out, ich, knee, san, shi, go, look, sich, catch, ku, chu, shake it in, shake it out, side to side, punch, thigh, ich, knee, san, shi, go, look, sich, catch, ku, chu, out, ich, knee, san, shi, go, look, sich, catch, ku, chu, shake it in, shake it out, side to side, punch. Elbows against your chest, both hands in, ich, knee, san, shi, go, look, sich, catch, ku, chu, out, ich, knee, san, shi, go, look, sich, catch, ku, chu, shake it in, shake it out, side to side, double punch, hips to right, ich, knee, san, shi, go, look, sich, catch, ku, chu, dive, ich, knee, san, shi, go, look, sich, catch, ku, chu, stretch back, forward, Back hands overhead. Forward. Twist to your right knee. Hitch, knees, and shigu, up, switch, touch, ju. Dai. Hitch, knees, and shigu, up, switch, touch, ju. And ready for torso rotations to the right. I won't have to move into the sun for this. Ready to the right. Hitch, knee, sun, shi, go, look, sich, touch, ku, chu, dai, hitch, knee, sun, shi, go, look, sich, touch, ku, chu, and standing split, elbows to the mat, hitch, knee, san, shi, go, look, sich, touch, ku, chu, rocking, hitch, knee, san, shi, go, look, sich, touch, ku, chu, back on your heels, hitch, knee, san, shi, go, look, sich, touch, ku, chu, pivot to your left, hitch, knee, san, shi, go, look, sich, touch, ku, chu, dai, hitch, knee, san, shi, go, look, sich, touch, ku, chu, back to center, hitch, knee, san, shi, go, look, sich, touch, ku, chu, rocking, hitch, knee, san, shi, go, look, sich, touch, ku, chu, back on your heels, hitch, knee, san, shi, go, look, sich, touch, ku, chu, pivot left again, hitch, knee, san, shi, go, look, sich, touch, ku, chu, dai, hitch, knee, san, shi, go, look, sich, touch, ku, chu, and come up to shikadachi, hips forward, breathe in, out, in, out, drop your right shoulder, dai, 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 straighten out your right leg for a side kick, dai, 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 toes up, dai, 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 dai all the way down, dai, 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 and drop your right knee into hurdler stretch. Stretch forward. Hitch, knee, san, shi, go, rock, sich, touch, ku, chu. Single straight twist. Forward. Hitch, knee, san, shi, go, rock, sich, touch, ku, chu. Twist. Dai. forward, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju, twist, forward, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju, twist, dive, foot in front, forward, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju, twist, forward, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju, twist, dive, forward, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju, twist, forward, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju, twist, and both feet in front, come up, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju, reach a little deeper, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju, sit up straight, twist right, left, right, left, apart, over the right, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju, left, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju, center, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju, right again, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju, left, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju, back to center, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju, bring him in, bounce, down on your knees, chest to feet, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju, feet back to front again, reach deep, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju, and sit up straight, twist right, left, right, left, and let's get in position for jackknives. If you can do the back fold, do so. I'm going to try and do it so my head at least isn't in the sun. Ready? Hey! Jackknives. Measurement. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. Hands up their butt, scissors, slow and wide. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju, straight up, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju, knees to chest, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, Catch. Shoot. Shoot. Flutter kick. Catch. Knee. Sun. Shi. Go. Rook. Sich. Catch. Cue. Shoot. Come up straight. Feet on your belly. Slowly down. Stretch. Right knee in. Press as close to your body as you can get it. Look behind your knee, put it down, twist. Thigh. Twist. Both knees in, rocking. Stretch. Heels in, bridge. Rocking if you can. And swing your shoulders, push all the way up. And gently. Okay, ready for push-ups. So again, if you can do the face fall, do the face fall. Otherwise, get into push-up position. Hey. Push-up position. Head up, right leg up. Down, left leg up. Down, head down, back. Scoop. Back. Down. Head up, right leg up. Down, left leg up. Down, head down, back. Scoop. Back. Down. Head up, right leg up. Down, left leg up. Down and down, back. Scoop. Back. Down. Head up, right leg up. Down, left leg up. Down, head down, back. Scoop. Back. Down. Head up, right leg up. Down, left leg up. Down, head down, back. Scoop. Back. Down, one more. Head up, right leg up. Down, left leg up. Down, head down, back. Scoop. Back. Down. Hold it. Relax. Up. Day. 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 Turn around, drop to your knee. Fix whatever you need to fix. And left tummy. Go to gash. Day. Dai, EQ. Dai. Dai, EQ. Dai. Dai, thank you. Dai. Dai, Shikanagi. Dai. Dai, with the wrist stretch. Dai. And shake it loose. Okay, so we're going to do our fitting in for close the window and stepping into center. We're going to do it a little bit differently because we've been practicing this Boken Shomanuchi movement coming up the center. So what I want you to do, instead of starting with your hands in guard or in fighting position, we're going to start in Boken position, or the mirror opposite if we're starting with left foot forward. Because obviously we don't usually do Boken with our left side, left hand front, but we'll mirror that whenever we need to. So for the close the window, what we're going to do is, what we were doing during the week was we were breaking it down into two movements, which was slide in, raise your hands up the center, then pivot, turn, and drop. So we're not going to break it down so much, but what I want you to think about is that exact movement, is that as you're coming in, you're coming up the center, and then you're turning. And the way that you manage to make that turn without having to do it as two movements is when you slide in, your front foot is going to, almost as though we were doing that cross step, your front foot is going to come up the center and then turn at the last minute, so that when your back foot joins you, that brings you to the corner or to the angle that you want to be in. So that way your hands are coming up the center, and then as your back foot comes in, you're finding your correct angle for position. And what that means is that your outside hand is landing somewhere on their forearm, and as you turn, sliding to their wrist, and your inside hand is slapping them in the face and then sliding to their shoulder to get the off balance. So it'll look just like this. We come up the center and down. Don't worry about what your hands are doing for now. Let's just keep them coming up and then dropping. You don't have to do this or anything like that for now. So ready? Left foot forward, coming in on the left. Hitch. And back. Knee. And back. Sun. And back. Shi. And back. Go. And back. Look. And back. Sich. And back. Hatch. And back. Ku. And back. Ju. And back. Name. Other side. Right foot forward. Same thing. Hitch. And back. knee, and back, san, and back, shi, and back, gu, and back, ruk, and back, sich, and back, hech, and back, ku, and back, ju, and back. So now we're going to add in a little bit more of the specifics with our hand movement. So what we want to do is, as we're coming in, so we're coming to the left, our hand is actually going to block like so, and then turn over. Just like when we do our Taisabaki kata, we want to come in like so. And the idea is that if we encounter an actual hit, if we're actually using it to block, we want to be here where we're strong, and not like that where we can get knocked back and hit the soft tissue. Right? We don't want to receive the blow. We want to receive the blow here. So as we come in, so we have our boken position, and the outside hand is going to come up and turn over as we turn. So it comes up the center, almost palm facing you, like that, and then turns over. So let's do it again, this time concentrating on, you're going to use your hip to come in and turn. So hip and hand are moving together, right? Suppose the center line is maintained the entire time. So we're not doing this with our hands, we're doing this with our body. Okay, so coming in on the left, ready, itch, and back, knee, and back, san, and back, shi, and back, go, and back, ruk, and back, sich, and back, catch, and back, ku, and back, chu, and back. Dai, same thing on the right. Right foot forward, hajime, itch, and back, knee, back, san, back, shi, back, go, back, ruk, and back, sich, back, catch, back, ku, back, chu, and back. So now we're going to do the stepping into center with the same emphasis on coming up. So the difference here is that we're going to have, so I've left foot forward, we're going to have my reverse boken hands, and as I step in, I'm going to come up the center too. The one hand is going to continue on to protect my head. So what was the outside hand becomes the inside hand, the back rear hand, is just going to protect my head, or just do a block if that's what your preferred method of protecting your head is. But again, the idea is that we're coming up the center as we step in, and when the back foot comes with us, that turns us to the angle. And again, same thing with the other hand, it comes up the center, and as this one blocks here, this one is just going to turn over and express the kazushi onto the shoulder from the inside. So there's a hip turn, there's emphasis on the knee drop. That was the one thing I didn't mention with the close the window. So when we do our boken strike, we come in and we actually have an extra little drop onto the front knee. So we've got a little bit of extra weight on there. We're not 50-50 when we finish. And the same with both the close the window and stepping into center. The stepping into center, we want to come in, back foot comes with us, and we weigh more down onto our front leg. And one of the ways I was explaining this is that we could actually do it So we expect to fall down. Because, we're putting our body weight onto Uke's shoulder. So left foot forward, and hands in boken position, mirror reverse in this case, and itch, and back, knee, and back, sun, and back, shi, and back, go, and back, rook, and back, sich, and back, hatch, and back, ku, and back, ju, and back. Good. So right foot forward, stepping in with the left, hands in boken position, itch, and back, knee, and back, sun, and back, shi, and back, go, and back, rook, and back, sich, and back, hatch, and back, ku, and back, ju, and back. When I was teaching it during the week, I was teaching it as a two-step thing where we were coming straight up the center, then turn the foot out, bring the back foot with us and turn. Now, that's an exaggeration. What I feel is that the hip turn is very subtle because it turns out as you're sliding in when your back foot's still behind. So your back foot comes with and there's a hip turn, but it's just fixing it because your hands are staying in front, so it doesn't feel that much like a hip turn. It feels like an entire body turn, but there is a hip turn because we've got a moment where we're like this when the back foot is still planted. As we're pushing off, we're turning, so we're coming up the center and our hip turns not quite in a line with our shoulders, so that when we bring the back, it turns that little bit extra just to get back in alignment. So it's not like we're doing a big hip turn at the end, it's that we're allowing our hip to come off center and come back into center again. You don't want to be past aligned with your shoulder when you're finished. Now sometimes when we do close the window, right, we're doing this thing where we have our three things that we want to achieve. We want to achieve depth, we want to achieve drop, and we want to achieve turn. So it's when you want to add extra of that turn that your hip will go past your foot position. So one of the things you might be remember seeing me do a lot is that sometimes I'll do close the window and I'll come in like this, and then I'll take them all the way to here. So now my hip and my shoulders are turning past my feet position. But in the basic, we're going to do that so that we can either just step through, take that second step that Sensei suggests if you like to do that. My preference is to try and do it all in one motion, and then instead of using that second step to get extra depth, I use extra hip turn to get extra turn to complete the motion. So it really depends on what it is that is your preference, and also what you feel is lacking in your close the window. The most common thing in close the window is that you're too far away and you're actually pushing yourself back as well as uke. So we want to be like, not like this, but like this, so that our hip drop and our hip turn and our body drop is my elbows are dropping straight down rather than my arms trying to do it. When I'm coming in, I imagine just taking my weight off that back foot. So the back foot brings me to here, but now, I've got almost nothing on that because the drop is going to be forward. But if you had something soft, you could practice actually coming down onto that knee. It's not something that's part of our practice because we don't want to be landing on our knee on the street on concrete or something. So it's not a smart thing, but it allows you to imagine if you had an uke, their body dropping as you push them down allows you to re-steady yourself and not actually put your knee on the ground. But it should feel like that to you. Try coming up the center, lean, and then just pick your back foot up momentarily. So I'll show you the harai that we were working on, and then we'll just switch it up to an ogosh so that it can be done in a limited space. So the idea is that we're doing our stepping into center, right? We're in here, we've locked the arm comes around, and then this hand can drop and take it between the elbow and wrist joint. So that hand just comes up the center, blocks, and then drops. And we get a little bit of kazushi just from pulling their arm out from their center. So we get this sort of slight tipping already happening just by doing that. And the other hand, which has got our shoulder kazushi, is now going to stay there. So we're pushing. Again, uke doesn't move because he doesn't have legs, but we're pushing, tipping like this. But maybe we're not deep enough, maybe our arms are extended, maybe they're leaning forward, or for whatever reason that they're not going, what we can then do, let me see what's a good position here, we can take our elbow to the face, which allows us then to take our arm and wrap it around behind their head, and then we can cross step deeper in, turn, and do our right there. And okay, it's a little awkward to demonstrate this in, but basically the idea is that we're here, it's not working, maybe we're not deep enough, we can get deeper by elbowing in and cross-stepping at the same time. Our arm comes around, and now we can flip and block the leg, and then we can do our harai while driving the bus, right? The one that I always say, you pull that arm and you drive. The difference being is in our usual harai, we're coming up the waist and coming up across to the shoulder. This is also possible if you just basically take the shoulder neck joint and do that. Now this tends to be the taller person version of it. So shorter people, you want to take the waist. Taller people, you can come over the shoulder and do the same thing. So, and Sensei Maria's version of it was basically we're in here and she's clipping the arm and then coming in for harai. So if you clip the arm and we turn that without the harai into kind of an ogosh, it's basically turning into an ippon, right? So it's sort of like a hybrid between ippon and harai. So my version is that we're going to come in, we're going to elbow the face, we're going to come over the top, and then without doing the harai, we can just throw our hip in. So we don't need to cross step as deep, we can just ankle to ankle and hip and then throw. Again, I can't do that with uke because uke is connected from above, not from below, the ground. So it'll look like this. I have my left foot forward, I come in stepping into center, I've got my kazushi, I hand drop onto the wrist, and it's not quite working for whatever reason. I'm going to elbow so I get a little bit deeper, and I flip my hand over, and as I do that I'm bringing my heels together, drive the bus, and throw the hip in. Right, so either do the, if I was doing a harai, I'm going to get deeper so that when I drive the bus, I'm throwing them over there. I'm really exaggerating that twist. But for ogosh, we just need to come heel to heel, throw the hip as we drive, and we just have to throw them there. So we don't have to do like that big twist, we just have to go to here, and then boom, let them roll off your hip onto the side. So to break it down, we'll do it like this. Left foot forward, stepping into center, then drop the block arm, elbow, flip the hand over heel to heel, throw the hip and drive the bus a little bit, and then that's it, we're just going to let go. If you're shorter, you're in the center like this. I mean, they have this arm, but hopefully you have them tipped a little bit like this, so the arm isn't functioning quite so well. So yes, what you need to do here is you just allow your hands to compress down, like as if you're elbowing their chest, but you don't want to be pushing it out. So just let that compress so that you can come around and take their waist and throw the hip in. So it'll depend, yes, absolutely, on who Uke is. If Uke is the same size as you, or smaller, or even just a little bit taller, definitely you can get that elbow. Oh, you don't have to get it high up, you just have to get it high enough so that you can come around their shoulder. So as long as you can reach over their shoulder, you're fine. And the initial kazushi may make them a little bit shorter too. So it'll depend on what you get there. So basically, yes, if you're down here, you don't want to be reaching up, because then you can get pushed back. If you're down here, just collapse into them, shoulder against them, and wrap your wrist, heel to heel, and lift them up. So the fit in for that would be stepping into center, drop grab, and then just allow yourself to compress even smaller, and as you bring your heel to heel, just come around the hip, or come around their waist, and drive them in the same fashion where you're starting to come up, and turning them over, like that. We're going to step into center with our right, we're going to drop, trap the arm, we're going to elbow to get in further. Notice all my weight's coming onto my front foot, so I can bring my back foot in. I can flip around, throw in my hip as I drive, and that's my au gauche. So let's do that 10 times, starting with the left foot forward. And we do it nice and slowly, broken down like that. So, each step into center, drop trap, elbow, flip over heel to heel, throw the hip, and drive the bus. And back out again. Knee, step into center, drop trap, lean in, elbow, heel to heel as you grab the shoulder neck, throw the hip as you drive the bus. It's Eizan. There we go. Drop trap, elbow up as we lean in, flip over, heels to heel, drive the bus, throw the hip at the same time. Hard to break it down like that because a lot of this stuff happens in a fluid motion. She, stepping into center, drop trap, elbow up, flip over, heel to heel, drive the bus and throw the hip at the same time. Go, stepping into center, drop trap, leaning in, elbow up, heel to heel, flip over, twist, drive the bus, throw the hip. So you'll notice when I throw the hip that toe, heel comes up off the ground. I'm on my toes for that. So I'm getting my hip as high as possible. Right, so that I'm forming, instead of our harai, which is, we're going to take them over the fence that's there, now we're providing a very stubby short fence that's just our hip. So you need to really throw that hip up and high. If which means you're crunching your muscles down on this side and expressing as long here as possible. Okay, not sure where we were in the count. I think we're at rook, rook, drop trap, leaning in, elbow, flip over heel to heel, drive the bus, express the hip. Siege, stepping into center, drop trap, leaning in, elbow, flip over heel to heel, drive the bus, throw the hip. Touch, stepping into center, drop trap, leaning in, elbow, flip over heel to heel, drive the bus and hip together. Coup, stepping into center, drop trap, leaning in, elbow, flipping over heel to heel, turn, hip, drop. And chew, stepping into center, drop trap, lean in, elbow, flip over heel to heel, drive the bus, hip together. Okay, so let's try doing that on the other side. So maybe I'll start over this way and let's see how that works. Right foot forward, stepping in with the left, and drop trap, leaning in, elbow, flip over heel to heel, drive the bus, throw the hip. So the driving the bus and throwing the hip is part of it. As soon as we start to move, and remember, keep your looking at your wristwatch, right? You want to keep your wrists in front of you. As soon as you get that over their shoulder, you should already be turning. So the act of we've elbowed in to get deep, weight is on our front foot. Now, as soon as we flip over, that's part of the rotation of driving the bus and throwing the hip into the way. They all kind of sink in together. Okay, where was I? Knee, stepping into center, drop trap, elbow, flip over heel to heel, drive the bus, throw the hip. Sun, stepping into center, drop trap, lean in, elbow, flip over heel to heel, drive the bus, throw the hip. She, stepping into center, drop trap, elbow in, flip over heel to heel, drive the bus, throw the hip. I'm going to do this from a different angle, just for the hell of it. And go, stepping into center, and drop trap, lean in, elbow up, flip over heel to heel, drive the bus, throw the hip. This angle here. Rook, stepping into center, drop trap, lean in, elbow up, flip over heel to heel, drive the bus, throw the hip. She, stepping into center, drop trap, lean in, elbow up, flip over heel to heel, drive the bus, throw the hip. Lost the count. I think we're at Siege. Siege, stepping into center, drop trap, lean in, elbow, flip over, hook, heel to heel, drive the bus, throw the hip. Touch, stepping into center, drop trap, lean in, elbow, flip over, heel to heel, drive the bus, throw the hip. Touch, step stepping into center, drop trap, lean in elbow, flip over heel to heel, kind of still turning it as we go, drive the bus, throw the hip. And coup, stepping into center, drop trap, lean in elbow, flip over heel to heel, throw the hip and drive the bus. And Ju, stepping into center, drop trap, leaning in elbow, flipping over heel to heel, drive the bus, throw the hip. The only time that you would stop, if there's a stop, is we're starting by doing our stepping into center, right? And we're trying to achieve Kizushi to the back, to the rear. And we could do our Kouchigari or whatever from there, but we've met some kind of resistance. So that's the point where we go, oh, you don't want to go back, you like forward. Okay, well, let me keep pushing back. You think you're still resisting? Well then let me flip over and make you go forward. So there's that moment where you're saying, yes, I like your resistance, because your resistance lets me do this. So there is, we're not going in expecting to do that. We're going in expecting to either just take them down or Koichigari, take them down. If I have come in with my right foot here and my elbow's coming up, I'm leaning in, and that allows my hip to come forward in like that. I'm leaning like that, and my wrist is in front of my face. My elbow doesn't move. I'm basically just bringing it around like that. And once I've got their head, then keeping my wrist in front of my face, I'm turning and throwing the hip still in front of my face and still in front of my face. So from here, I've got my bad Kizushi. I'm leaning in with my elbow, wrist is still in front of my face, and I'm basically flipping it so my wrist is in front of my face there. And one of the ways you can achieve that without having to reach is that you're pulling them with this wrist. They're pushing forward because they're being resistant to our backwards Kizushi. So they're pushing forward, so if you encourage them to go forward, their head will dip down and you'll be able to get around it without having to, come around like a roundhouse. So you're basically there, you knock their head back, and they're still resisting, and then you say, okay, come forward. And you just flip around them. And that flipping around also is bringing your heels together, turning your hip out, and suddenly they're pitching forward into the space, into their resistance. That's the theory anyway, right? And hopefully it works, otherwise we have to switch up and do something else. I'm coming up the center, I elbow. Notice this hand is in front of me, I'm looking at I have two wrist watches, right? So I'm pulling the wrist out, but it's still in front. I'll bring this around, and you can actually practice just holding one hand with the other. It's not going to be that close, you're going to be pulling that arm out, it'll be more like this, but inside your body. So again, we're in here, we're leaning in to do that elbow strike, and when we flip this over, we're going to bring our heels together and turn at the same time, and they should come with us. So leaning in, turn, leaning in, turn, leaning in, turn. The driving of that arm is what gets them off balance, right? And that stops you from leaving your shoulder behind, because you want to be, imagine that, you're doing one of those strikes with the thumb, so you're boom, like that. You do that strike, right? You come in to the outside of the carotid. So it's kind of the same thing. You're up and down. You've got that motion there. So you want to be driving their head forward and down as you're throwing the hip underneath. With Ogosh, we don't have to turn as much, right? Because Ogosh Yes, let me actually take Uke down. So, you know, we're waltzing with Uke, right? And at the last minute, we're just throwing our hip in and turning him there and letting him fall off. So we're not throwing him to his front or our front, we're throwing him to our side. So it's a truncated turn. As soon as you get in front of your knees, the throw is over because you're throwing over here, right? So again, it's all just about throwing that hip and letting them come off the side of you. So you're done when you're here.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to get all the way to there. You could. It's a lot of extra energy, and they will flip over almost like a pop over, but it's not necessary, right? This is the higher that you can get that hip, the more likely they're able to just drop right where they are. It's an awkward and unnatural position at first, but when somebody's on it, when you have weight sitting here, then it feels really good, right? And that's why there's not a lot of weight on that, right? That's why I can easily turn that into a harai. So if they're coming over and they're starting to slip around the way sometimes they do because I don't have the correct kazushi, then you can throw in the leg and they have to go over. So turning a goshin to harai is very, very easy, which is why we practice them together. We're going to do some jumping jacks. Ready? Pitch. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hach. Kyu. Ju. Pitch. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hach. Kyu. Ju. Pitch. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hach. Kyu. Ju. Pitch. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hach. Kyu. Ju. Pitch. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hach. Kyu. Ju. And you may. Standing twists. Remember to turn your head all the way with your shoulders. Pitch. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hach. Kyu. Ju. Let's do a standing split. And we do our twists from here. So again, make sure you look up towards the ceiling with each iteration. So hands to toes or fingers to toes. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hach. Kyu. Ju. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hach. Kyu. Ju. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hach. Kyu. And Ju. And shake this. Let's go down into Eizan. Almost every time. Do a little stretching from here. Call it good. So hands on the mat. Keep your butt on your heels. Try and slide forward like a snowplow with no weight on your fingers at all. If you have to push back with your arms, put weight on them to keep your butt down, that's okay. Eventually you want to be able to just hover and keep your butt on the ground or on your heels. All the way stretched out. Back, all the way back, up, interlock your fingers, put them behind your head, bring your elbows forward. And again, keeping your butt on your heels, touch the mat. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Ruk. Sich. Hatch. Two. Chew. Now flare your elbows. And here the idea again is try and keep both hips touching your heels and try and touch your elbow to the mat parallel to your body, so right by this hip. And if you can't do that, come forward a bit till you touch, and eventually you're going to work your way back to being all the way sideways. Ready, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, chew, and twist right, left, left. And yeah. So one of the things I've been working on and emphasizing is this ability to twist your body and get your body into these twisted forms that allow you to express a lot of these judo throws and punches and everything else too. The more that you can take advantage of body twists, the better your practice will be. Okay, so so. So yame, informal bow, now to get the Eizan style. And thank you for joining me. I hope to see you again next week.